BO3 Merfolk, trying out the deck with Phyrexian Revokers in the sideboard and seeing how it's going to go. It's been playing reasonably this month, taking me through Diamond to Mythic pretty easily, and we're playing in about the 600 or 700 range now. All right, this game's against the Prandler, and we are on the draw. Don't think we've come up against this opponent before. All right, no companion for a hint. This would be a very greedy keep with the Cenote. If that was a shoreline scout, I would keep this, but we have to throw it away. Well, that gives us a lot more land and a choice to make. I definitely want to keep the Hexcatcher and Tidebinder. If this is a deck that's going to be impacted by disruption, that's great. And I think here we toss the Boseiju and then hope to draw into another land for the Coco. The safe play would be to keep the 4 lands and throw away the Coco, but I'd rather give myself a better chance to win should we draw into it. So we'll keep those 6, toss Boseiju, and hope we don't get punished for it. All right, red-green. Could be a lot of things with a Stomping Ground tapped leading. Temur. What's going to be Temur that leads with playing nothing? A Neoform deck, maybe? At 91%, this could be any sort of janky brew. Temur Flash? Hexproof? Saliba Cryptomancer. I've seen this before, just not often. Some ramp as well. That's interesting. I hate matches where I have no clue what's going on. But I think here, our options here are to sit back on our disruption with Tidebinder or try and race whatever shenanigans they're planning. So let's put the Rege out, see if it gets any instance. It doesn't look like he's got any relevant instance. Draw that 4th land just like we drew it up. Start pressuring. Oh, that's very strange. All right, so let's play a Cenote Scout for free, untap that land. We're not even, oh, that's cute. Curiosity and Scalding Viper. Dealing 1 damage, drawing a card every time I cast something small. All right, let's make Rege a little bigger. Nope, let's draw a land instead. Drawing all the land instead. So here I'm going to offer the trade with the Rege and Coco if he takes it. I don't think he will. He's got ramp pieces and kind of clearly a combo card that's important to him. So we got him down to 12. We've actually got him in killing range pretty reasonably next turn. What is this? So if he was going to hit a Scalding Viper with another Curiosity, it would create a copy of that Scalding Viper. We're going to counter this just because I really have no idea what's going on. So what we're going to do here is Tidebinder. Oh, this is 2 or less, 3 or less. Oh, that's not even going to work. Okay. Well, let's just get this out. Untap the Sanctum. Oh yeah, we can Tidebinder that skill. So he gets to use the Curiosity this time. We're going to counter this instance of it and take the abilities away. Pump up our Tunnel Guide a little bit more. Another Tunnel Guide is not what we need, so we'll pitch that. Tidebinder, then the Hexcatcher comes in. We'll sack the Cenote Scout to counter that Vesuvian Diplomacy. That should be enough to take this. All right, a Mutavault. Auto Tapper is going to give us the right thing here. Yes. Tap down 1 creature. Oh, and his dude has hexproof. So we can't tap it. He can block the 6 damage and take 13. Yeah, we don't even need to cast Valiant. All right, so we know this is a deck with islands, and they're trying to do shenanigans with creatures. Luckily, we've got lots of answers for creature shenanigans. Bring in the other Tidebinder. Didn't see activated abilities there, so Revoker's not going to be relevant, but we've got Eaten by Piranhas, we've got Tail Swipes, and we've got Mind Singers. He didn't go wider and he's got Islands, so Sleep isn't relevant here, and nothing I saw was Graveyard shenanigans, so we're not worried about the Unlicensed Hearse. That leaves us 9 things to take out. The Silver Gills are obvious because we don't need 2-for-1s in this matchup. I think we're looking for disruptive speed more than anything else. So we're going to drop out our Kumena and our Sphalians. Much as I hate dropping out Sphalians, they take a lot to cast. So we are leaning pretty heavily on our ability to disrupt. Got to keep the Master of the Pearl Tridents in because of the islands. They're going to be one of our primary win cons. So I think here we're going to take out 1 Reach and 2 Shoreline Scout and call that a plan. Let's see how game 2 goes. Oh, all the removal. That doesn't do us any good at all. That one's still not great, because we can't cast anything until turn 3, but we've got the Mutavault Tail Swipe plan. So I think I'm going to keep this and pitch the Tunnel Guide because I can't cast it easily. I may regret this. We will see how it goes. Against a more consistent deck, I definitely wouldn't want to do that. But we're hoping he plays a good target for that tail swipe this turn. That seems like a great target for the tail swipe. So we put in Mutavault. Make sure to activate Mutavault with its own mana. And then we tail swipe targeting the Scalding Viper. They fight, Mutavault survives, and we go on to turn 3. Another Scalding Viper, that is totally all right. Doing this thing again. All right, another Botanical Sanctum and a Reach. We're going to take a damage for that. I'm not going to cast anything next turn, so he's going to have to attack with that Scalding Viper. So I assume he has something to kill this Reach, but I would actually block it. A Mutate creature. That's wild. Okay. He mutated and then didn't do anything with that mutation. So this is a 3/4 that just went and fetched a land and made the Viper bigger. Yeah, all right. We're just going to hold up Coco and see what happens this turn. If he does nothing here, then the question is, do we Coco or do we just cast a Tidebinder to tap the thing? I think we do. We want to see what he's got held up, and it's uncounterable. At least gets us to push through a little bit of damage. Forcing him to play something here. All right, they're going to return something to my hand. Let's see what it is. It's going to return a Tidebinder. Okay. Oh, and it mutates on top of it, so interesting. I think we now actually start holding up Tide. Oh no, we can take away its abilities with the C-Note Scout and a Tidebinder. So C-Note Scout first. Untap our Cavern. Now we Tidebinder. We're going to get hit 1 extra time with this. Untap Cavernous Souls. Oh, that was twice. That was an error. So he gets to draw his card off of this shenanigan. No, I don't want to tap that. I really should have untapped the Mutavault there so I could swing for more damage. Hopefully that extra 3 damage doesn't punish me in the end. I suspect taking away this thing's whenever they mutate abilities that are on it and the abilities that are there is going to be enough to win this, but we'll see. We're not super concerned about the damage. I'm confident we're going to be able to outrace it. All right, let's cast Note without Cavern of Souls. If he has a counterspell, let's give him a chance to use it. I'd rather bait it out than potentially get the collected company caught. See what's on top of the deck. Always nice when you've got a Coco in hand. Eaten by piranhas. I'm going to pitch that just to increase our odds for that Coco. And in we come with the team. We know he's got some flash stuff, but I've got a collected company as well and a Tidebinder. That will remain tapped if I understand it. Okay, and then we can Tishana's. Yeah, we can cast another Tishana's, take away its ability. This time smartly actually untap the Mutavault. Counter that Shore Shark's ability. That'll actually take away its weird Undying ability too. Dealing with the mutate abilities is a little awkward here, but Tishana's is still coming through, even if the timing isn't perfect. Well, that's an aggressive play when you're at 8 life against Merfolk. Going down to 6 to get up to 6 mana. All right, returning that to Shana's so that the Migratory Greathorn works. That makes sense. Still a flash creature that gives me value. If he taps out, we're definitely going for the Collected Company next turn, trying to hit a Pearl Trident and just end this with Island Walk. If he doesn't tap out, it's probably the Tidebinder to tap one of the creatures down and then swing with the team. What is this? Okay. So this guy's mutated 3 times now. Oh, that's a lot of shenanigans. Okay. And that's any target. Okay. That's starting to look legit. But if he holds it up for next turn, then I just get to Tidebinder it? Yeah, that seems like an error. Okay. Cast a Cenote Scout, untap my own land, see if that tells him to do anything. We will try and take away its abilities. Oh no, wait, we can't do that until we don't have enough mana to cast the second one if he activates it. So we're hoping here he's going to use that Migratory Greathorn to kill or attempt to kill the Reach. Let's see what's on top of the deck. Shoreline Scout, let's toss that. That doesn't do what we need it to do. So, what do we do here? If we had 7 mana, it would be very obvious. If we attack with everyone and he kills the Reach, he has 2 blockers, and then I'm attacking with 3/2/2s and a 1/1. Yeah, that's still not quite enough damage. Yeah, all right. We are going to try and bait out that thing's activation. I don't think it makes sense to attack this turn. All right. That makes this a lot easier. We're going to untap the Mutavault here. Going to take the damage. He'll draw the card. Untap the Mutavault. That lets us Coco. I'm going to take away its abilities. And if he has something to give it the abilities back, bounce that to Shanna's again. Then I have another Tidebinder. And on casting it, I'll get to tap down one of his creatures. It should be pretty doable. This really interesting brew is holding its own better than I would have expected. Another Migratory Greathorn. What else has this guy got going on right now? Oh, that's the Bouncer. So we're going to have to, with that activation, cast Tishana's, tap this guy. So that if he bounces the other Tishana's, he doesn't have the ability to tap and destroy something of mine. Then we have to make sure we get the right one. The return to hand trigger, he can go get a basic land if he wants. See what other shenanigans are up here. That mutate mechanic, it does some interesting things, but I can't imagine running a deck based on it. It just always feels so complicated. All right, so this guy gets the tap and destroy ability now. I think based on how timestamps work, it should have that ability, right? Oh, that's not how I thought that would have worked. Interesting. All right, I think he agrees with me as he expected to be able to tap that and then deal damage, and it did not work out that way. All right, that was a cool Mutate Temur brew. I felt like we were ahead the whole time, but an interesting game.